This presentation covers Upper Trinity Groundwater Conservation District, or UTGCD, by Carter Bobo. First, let's talk about Legislature on water. Texas courts divide water into unrelated legal classes with different rules and laws governing the ownership and use of each class. These two classes are groundwater and surface water. Groundwater classification is governed by the rule of capture, which grants the landowners the right to capture the water beneath their property. Speaking of land beneath your property, there are two types of aquifers that we mainly deal with here at UTGCD. One is a major aquifer and one is a minor aquifer. The major aquifer we mainly deal with here is the Trinity Aquifer outcrop and the Trinity Aquifer subcrop. And the minor aquifer pertains to the Cross Timbers Aquifer, which is related to several other smaller aquifers within Cross Timbers. Surface water classification. Surface water is owned by the state of Texas and can be used by a landowner only with permission from the state, with some exceptions. The importance of conservation. The Conservation Amendment of 1917 says, the conservation and development of all of the natural resources of this state and the preservation and conservation of all such natural resources of the state are each and all hereby declared public rights and duties. And the legislature shall pass all such laws as may be appropriate thereto. This picture indicates the water level decline in feet pertaining to the aquifers in certain regions. This region right here is where our district is located, and just a little east of us, there's greater than 800 feet water level decline within the aquifers. These are just the ones that we have measured and can see are moving throughout the years. This leads us into the creation of groundwater conservation districts, or GCDs. In 1949, legislation was passed that allowed for a petition process for designation, underground water reservoir, and for creating groundwater conservation districts, or GCDs. This picture indicates where our district is located and where our groundwater conservation district mainly pertains to. We are in the northeastern part of Parker County. What is UTGCD? Upper Trinity Groundwater Conservation District, or UTGCD, is a state government regulatory entity that was created in 2007 and finally voted on and ratified in January of 2009 in an attempt to begin the regulation of the amount of water taken from underground aquifers, as well as to begin the long process of educating people on the importance of conserving water for the future. Where is UTGCD located? UTGCD is located in the north central region of Texas, approximately 30 miles from the Fort Worth, Texas, and 2 miles from Springtown, Texas. What are UTGCD's goals? Their mission is to provide protection to existing water wells, prevent waste, promote conservation, and provide a framework that will allow availability and accessibility of groundwater for future generations of Texans in the counties of Montague, Wise, Parker, and Hood. This picture again indicates the Upper Trinity Groundwater Conservation District is in this light beige color in the north central part of Texas. Water wells. UTGCD ensures that rules and regulations pertaining to water wells within their jurisdiction are set in place and properly enforced to guarantee that families have fresh, clean drinking water for years to come, all while at the same time allowing other entities to extract water for agriculture, gas/oil exploration, commercial, and other uses as well. Different types of wells. Once the well is drilled, it is categorized as exempt or non-exempt. Exempt wells are wells that are used for residential, agriculture, or domestic use. Non-exempt wells are wells that produce water for corporations that are the opposite. Commercial use wells, gas/oil exploration, and municipal public water systems. Non-exempt wells are charged 22 cents per 1,000 gallons of water withdrawn. These four pictures indicate our jurisdiction within the UTGCD districts. All of these blue dots represent a well that is registered with us within UTGCD, but not all the wells in these counties. These blue dots are just the ones that are registered with us. Operations of UTGCD. The process for water well completion pertains to receiving the well application, which is this picture over here on the side. At that point, the data coordinator makes the first check on GPS coordinates and enters the well into Hydros. The Hydros is a computer system that the Upper Trinity Groundwater Conservation District had created to consolidate, organize, and verify all of the information pertaining to water wells within their jurisdiction. At that point, registration coordinator double checks GPS and assesses for spacing rules. If there are any possible complications, the field techs are sent out to inspect the area of interest. If all is well, it is sent to the GM for final verification. Upper Trinity Groundwater Conservation District continued. Other UTGCD operations. There's field processing, well monitoring, GIS map creation, water testing, groundwater education, board meetings related to the GCD, and attend Chamber of Commerce and Commissioners Court meetings, as well as non-exempt water production report storage/organization. Pertaining to education, this entails using the UTGCD education trailer to educate the public on groundwater, as well as educate the public on how water wells work, travels to schools, public libraries, fairs, and group seminars, and builds education models that intertwine with scholastic programming. Pertaining to the scope of my internship duties at UTGCD, my duties at UTGCD are data processing, data entry, data verification, binder creation, and field work. These are some pictures of examples that we mainly dealt with within our internship. These are some of the binders that we created, but there's up to 3 shelves of just straight binders we created. These are the water production reports that go into the binders in order of entity, year, and month, and the amount of water taken from each well each month since 2009. Continuing on with my duties at UTGCD, data processing. This pertains to accessing water production reports, or WPRs, organizing WPRs into binders according to entity, year, and month, and entering/correcting data entries of water produced monthly, and verifying all data entries of all non-exempt well owners from years 2009 to 2018. These are 2 pictures. This bottom picture is a picture of our workstation and what we mainly did on a day-to-day basis. There's 2 computers set up on each side, so to expedite the verification process, as well as an example of what we did on another daily basis, which was to enter Excel spreadsheets, verify Excel spreadsheets, create Excel spreadsheets, and understand what's happening to the wells and what's being taken out each year or each month even from these Excel spreadsheets. These 3 pictures are just a close-up verification of what we were doing. We were inputting raw gallons or even corrected raw gallons of how many gallons were taken out by that entity each month of the entire year. This is the same thing as well. This picture is a picture of the front of the entity packet. So that pertains to going in the front and making sure that this piece of paper with all this information on it goes at the beginning of the entity to make sure we're keeping everything organized. My fieldwork duties. Fieldwork duties include completion checks, well monitoring, and measurement checks. These three pictures pertain to a completion check that me and a field tech did out in the field. Equipment used in the field. Equipment used for field duties include steel tape, large measuring reels, electric line, computers, GPS devices, posthole diggers, shovels, transducer adapter, and nitrogen gas and airline gauge. These three pictures pertain to just a little bit of the equipment we use. These are posthole diggers, this is the electric line, and this is the steel tape. During completion checks, first, you would verify GPS location to ensure proper well location, and dig 2 feet down against the well casing to check for concrete depth. Ensure proper well drilling techniques were completed, and record data that was found. These three pictures all pertain to a completion check me and Leisha, which was a field tech, did. This is me checking the water depth. This is another picture of some of the tools we used, the steel tape and the posthole diggers, and the GPS verification out on the well. According to well monitoring, first you would verify GPS and binder to ensure proper well location. Verify the depth of well using either E-line, steel tape, nitrogen gas, or transducer adapter, and install new well monitoring equipment. These pictures pertain to, first, the bottom left is me checking the well water height. The second is me and a field tech named Jacob installing new well monitoring equipment and using a airline and a nitrogen gas gauge to gauge the water depth and the GPS verification. Field duties continue. Measurement checks pertain to finding the proposed or already drilled well site and verify GPS coordinates to ensure proper location. Verify GPS coordinates with GPS coordinates in Hydros, the computer system, and using a measurement reel, check distances from other wells and property lines. These four pictures pertain to measurement checks because we use this every time we go out to check the distances, just to make sure that the distances are safe away from other wells and property lines. The spacing is 150 feet from another well and at least 50 feet from a property line. This is to improve the prevention of contamination and to ensure that the wells are safe and where they're placed. Also, halfway through my internship, we received new fieldwork equipment, and this pertains to portable well logging equipment. And that is downhole camera, natural gamma ray, logging equipment, dual induction well logging equipment. These items are placed in the back of a truck that we had sent to Colorado and we finally received back. These tools help us log what's actually going down below the well and to see what type of water is in there, what type of things are going on around the inside of the actual well, and to test the gamma rays coming off of the ground surrounding the well. These pictures pertain to the downhole camera. This is the system that the downhole camera pertains to, and this is the actual downhole camera, the entire size of it, with the LED lights around the camera on the vertical side allows us to see what is on the sides of the well, and the camera facing down along with the LED lights allows us to see directly down from the well. There's a little monitor that sits up here and shows us exactly what we want to look at with these cameras. These pictures mainly pertain to the other two instruments, the natural gamma ray and the dual induction tools. And these can be sent down the well as deep as it goes and can be retrieved up and tell us what exactly is happening below the surface and explain some of the problems and difficulties that the well may be encountering. Overall, UTGCD is an amazing place to work with very enjoyable coworkers and a very inviting atmosphere surrounding the building. It is hard to imagine working anywhere else that performs the same duties. Not only that, but the combination of professionalism and camaraderie among coworkers makes this a very balanced place to work. I genuinely feel that coming into UTGCD as an intern was one of the best opportunities I have been blessed with as an undergrad. In regards to the supervisory staff, the general manager, Doug Shaw, has an excellent combination of being a manager and an exemplary leader. Doug Shaw makes you want to work for him. He is a reliable manager, excellent leader, approachable, and overall a great man to work for. Any questions?